Hi, this is Miriam with tasteoftanzania.com. Today we are going to have shrimps with coconut sauce. I love shrimp with coconut sauce, and believe me, you're going to love this dish, so you must try it at home. Basically, along the coast of East Africa, shellfish is a major part of their meal. They love shellfish, you know, on the streets in the evening, everywhere, and it's not as expensive as here either. And so let's start with the ingredients. About half a cup of onions, chopped onions, 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of garlic, and half teaspoon of turmeric powder and half teaspoon of black pepper, about 1 tablespoon or more if you want of tomato paste. Tomato paste helps the sauce to be heavy, and half to 1 cup of mixed sweet peppers, 1 cup of tomatoes, 1 tablespoon of chopped cilantro, 1/4 to a cup of heavy coconut milk. Don't dilute, and as usual, do not use canned coconut milk, and some salt, most half a teaspoon or less, and our shrimps or prawns. This you use about a pound or less. Let's heat about a tablespoon or 2 of vegetable oil. Basically, we don't use olive oil in Tanzania as much, but you're living in the Western and health issues, I prefer to use olive oil also in any fish recipes from Tanzania. There are some dishes you don't want to use olive oil, you know, like the rices and everything, they don't taste good with olive oil. But with other dishes, you can use extra virgin olive oil if you want, or canola is very good. Actually, this is canola here. And any oil except sesame oil, because it has strong flavor that spoils the taste of everything. So let's add half cup of onion, wow, this is very hot. It's heated very well. That's good. Now, many Tanzanians will want to stir this until it's brown, but we're gonna add our ginger and garlic before the onions are brown a little bit, so that it can cook together. This is a very, very quick dish. It doesn't take long at all. It's one of the easiest if you have all ingredients prepared. And I'm left-handed. I know some people send me email, tell me, you look weird when you're cooking. It's like because I'm holding my spoon on the wrong hand of that many people use. So don't think I look weird. Okay, here, so we're gonna add our spices, black pepper and turmeric, and mix nicely because we want the turmeric to cook, so we won't have that strong turmeric smell that many people in the Western countries don't like at all. Just like in many other Tanzanian recipes, if you don't like turmeric, use saffron. People replace that a lot. If you can afford to buy saffron, use saffron in every other dish that use turmeric. It tastes better actually. But also you have to be careful what kind of saffron. Don't just buy saffron from any store. Go to a nice expensive store, you get nice saffron. Some saffrons, they just look like it's color, they don't have any flavor. And then now we're gonna put our tomato paste. Now, you can see, mix nicely until the tomato paste it's mixed with the onions. We want the tomato paste to cook so that that flavor that tastes almost like tin, you know, anything comes from a can always have a certain kind of flavor. So we believe in Tanzania that if you cook the tomato paste for longer with the oil, then you kill that taste. There, I think that's ready. So now we're gonna put our green peppers and red peppers, the mix of peppers. If it dries, you feel like, you know, the oil is drying, you know, you can always add more oil if you're not worried. I'm not worried, really. If you exercise, I don't think you have to worry. I cook these meals every day. You just have to eat enough and exercise enough. You just be fine. Because the more oil you use, the better it tastes. Now, it's all mixed. Now, we're gonna add our tomatoes. You've realized now, most of the dishes, we all start with onions, garlic, tomatoes, and that's part of Tanzanian cooking because we like stews a lot. Now, just as we always do, we want to cook this until the tomatoes, actually my oil is drying out, let me add a little bit. And then we want to cook this until the tomatoes dissolve. And then we can continue. Now, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to cover because we have to be careful. It's gonna stick on the pot since it's very dry. Doesn't have so much liquid. Actually, if you want, you have a meal here already. You can just remove this and eat with rice. You're fine. Okay, now we're gonna add the coconut milk. Let's put just a little bit for now. I have a half a cup, but I just put a quarter cup first. This is not diluted coconut milk. You have to use the heavy one. If you're using fresh coconut milk, if you follow the process how to make coconut milk from home, you use the first one for this dish. You don't use the second one at all. Use the first one, the heavy part. Look how it's already, oh gosh, I want to eat it right now. It's beautiful. Okay, now gonna add our shrimps. And you remember, we don't cook the shrimps for too long. I usually don't like to remove the shells from the shrimp, you know, because it cooks better, you know, it keeps the shape. As you can see now, it's kind of heavy, so that means we have to add the sauce. You have to add the coconut. Add the coconut, finish up, and salt. Just put a little bit of salt. I like it to be heavy, but if you want more liquids, you know, you see this? If you want it to have more sauce, please don't hesitate. You know, that's the good thing of home cooked meals. And we're gonna put our cilantro, and then we're done. Okay, now we're gonna cover for 5 minutes and it will be ready to eat. Doesn't take long at all. This is one of the best dishes, but cooks very fast. Few minutes, you're ready. Okay, let's check if it's ready now. Should be ready. Just 5 minutes, as I said. Yeah, it's ready, but you see, I like to have heavy sauce, but this is too heavy. You know, by the time you serve on your plates, it's going to be very dry. So just let's add a little bit of water and just leave it to just boil for you know, half a minute. You see, So now this is good. Actually, we can even add some more, just a little bit. Now we get this. This is very nice now. Now let's just boil, just allow it to boil, just it, not to cook, just to boil. Once it reach a boiling point, we're serving. Okay, now it's ready. For shrimps, you don't have to try to see if it's ready, because you know, usually just 5 minutes it's ready. Now you can have this. There's a recipe called ugali, ugali, on my website. It goes very well with this, or any rice, plain rice. I'm not sure if this goes very well with pilau as much, but plain rice or rice with coconuts, and potatoes. Basically any carbohydrates goes with this one. Actually, if you like pita bread, you can have this with pita bread, but I recommend you to have this with Tanzanian recipe. Okay, let's try now. Oh, this is already peeled. Wow. Hope it's not so hot. It's very, very, very nice. As I said before, you can serve this. It goes very well with ugali. Go to testoftanzania.com and find a recipe, ugali, ugali. Just put there in the search, prepare the ugali, and prepare this one and your favorite vegetables or beans. You're done. This is Miriam Rose with testoftanzania.com. Mingi love, meaning lots of love.